This is the Dr. Chris Radio Horror Show with the Radio Horror YouTube channel with another review from Cati Glidewell, The Blonde in the Front of Fear, reviewing John Belair's The House with the Clock in Its Walls.
Well, hello again, boils and ghouls. It is time for House with a Clock in the Walls. I am so excited to review this film because honestly, this is one of my favorites of the year from director Eli Roth, based on the books, as was said, by John Belair's. The screenplay is co-authored by Eric Kripke, who writes for, and the screenplay is from the creator of Supernatural, Eric Kripke, and also from the author John Belair's. Now, this is a story about a young orphan named Louis, played by Owen Vaccaro, who is sent to live with his uncle, who he has never met before, and live in his very eclectic and eccentric house. I love this film because it reminds me of those films from the 80s or as a child, that I used to watch. There are definitely elements of it that are just absolutely fantastic, and also elements of it that are very, very scary. Now, while I would say this is a kid's movie, it is also a movie that adults should be watching with the kids, so you can share those scary parts with them. The production that John Huttman did is absolutely outstanding. Like, it is breathtaking what they do. The brava to Marlene Stewart, who worked on costume design, because she does a great job with not only Jack Black and Cate Blanchett. They play Florence Zimmerman and Uncle Jonathan. One of the things I loved best and most about this movie is that they are fantastic together, and it's showing kids platonic friends without the kissy face. I think that is very important to show kids nowadays, because it's always that you would have like, oh, you guys are friends, you're going to end up together. It's like, you could be friends. You can support each other. You can encourage each other. You can even, like prod and pick at each other. Like, one of the lines is like, I give you a dirty look, but you already have one. That's cute. And yet they're very, very supportive, and they're biggest fans. And that's something great to see in a movie for kids, to see, boys and girls being friends without any sort of romantic thing going on there. Now, Cate Blanchett, I could go on and on about her. I think she's absolutely perfect in everything she does. And
she is absolutely beautiful in that purple neck-to-toe dress that she wears. Oh, my God.
Everything she does. Everything she wears. I mean, I even wrote down, it's like, she's wearing culottes. Who knew? Who knew I wanted to wear culottes? Like, love, love, love. Like, and it also goes into a little bit of, like, it goes into her backstory, how she's a Holocaust survivor.
Oh.
It's like, and, that's something kids, now, one of the things I absolutely loved about this is that it is the most diverse elementary school that you will ever see in a film set in 1955. And you know what? Damn it, if you're gonna do some creative stuff with history, do it with this. That's the way to do it. Like, make sure that all kids of every race can see themselves in a film like this. Eli Roth, I would say this is the biggest budget he's had in a film, and he did great. He did a great job toning down the stuff that could have been scary and actually amping up some of the stuff, because there's a demon called Zazel. That's a bit much.
Yeah, that's
for a
actually
kid movie.
that comes from Eric Kripke writing Supernatural.
Yeah, which I'm aware of, but that's a freaking scary demon. And when I'm watching this, I'm like, this is a little much for a kid's movie. At the same time, hey, there's some stuff in Poltergeist that I thought was a little much, and I love that as a kid. The dolls that they have in a room that are, as big as humans, those are creepy as hell. One of the negative things I would say is at one point, baby Jack Black, I think, kind of jumps the shark. Like, I thought that was a little too much.
And too much CGI.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked really fake, and it just wasn't necessary. But overall, this is a beautiful film. I think it's a great film for kids that are especially for October. And I say this is definitely a cheer to fear. Like, go and see this. Go and take your kids. Have a little, especially you're having a little October slumber party. This is one to see. So go for it and let me know what you think.
Do you think this follows the same course in life of Robert Rodriguez? Because don't forget, he directed a bunch of very heavy R-rated action movies or horror movies and then broke out to do a kids film like Spy Kids. And now Eli Roth is doing the same thing.
I mean, possibly. I feel like Robert Rodriguez was definitely doing like Shark Boy and Lava Girl and Spy Kids way before. I mean, he was still doing not Death Proof, but the Grindhouse stuff and even Machete. But I feel like he definitely was doing that stuff more for his kids to watch too and be involved. And but I feel like Eli Roth has been. This is a new turn for him, and I'd like to see what else he does with this. Like, because I like this with a bigger budget and seeing what he can do. Again, I think he did this was a surprise to me that it was Eli Roth, because it's not the kind of, even the camera work is not what I expect from him in his films. But yeah, I don't know. If it is a turn, I think he needs to keep going with it, because I think this will be a very big success for him.
Now, the book's written by John Bellairs, which The House with the Clock in Its Walls was one of his first novels, and followed up by The Figure in the Shadows. He's also written stories like The Blue Figurine, The Trolley to Yesterday, The Chessmen of Doom, The Mummy, the Will in the Crypt, The Lamp from the Warlock's Tomb. All of the titles of these books have an ominous type of supernatural, spooky element to it, and it's brought to such breathtaking life by the front cover, the back cover, and the front piece of artwork in the books by the late, great Edward Gorey, who, like John Bellairs and Eli Roth, are both from Massachusetts.
Oh, nice.
Yes. The film depicts the two main adult characters, very young. I mean, I don't exactly know how old Jack Black and Kate are in real life, but in the book, these are characters in their 60s or 70s.
Oh, yeah, no, I would not say they're in their 60s and 70s.
No. And they really overemphasize, like, let's make this more like Harry Potter in some ways, because the book is not nearly as filled with that many magical elements, and they're talking, or pet chair and stuff like that, or the pet lion. None of that stuff really exists.
The pet lion, I thought, was a bit much. I like the chair. I like Cherry. That reminded me of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes.
And it was also to see the other kids, like the little boy that's starring in the 90s, Sonny Solchek, to see him in this, and then know that he's going to be in the 90s, the new Jonah Hill film. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
you guys are like
girl,
on the cusp of like a lot of great talent here.
Yeah, and the little girl, Rosemarie, she actually does have her own book adventure with Kate's character.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they have a whole. They battle an evil witch together in their own novel. Kind of, they go off in their own little adventure. Lewis and the uncle are in it, but it's mostly focused on the women in that story.
Yeah.
And that's a sequel to the Figure in the Shadows, which comes out after The House with the Clock in Its Walls.
Well, this is one of the films that I have seen this summer. Like, honestly, I really would like to see this be more of a series. I'd love for there to be sequels to this film, and I really hope they do, because I thought Eli Roth did a great job. Again, I love Cate Blanchett and Jack Black. I love their banter together and their boasting of each other's accomplishments, and, just everything they do so well in front of the kids. I think that's a great thing to show kids, again, that friends support each other. You can jab at each other, as you will, but the main thing is that it's showing friends like really supporting each other and who you are, and letting kids know it's like, hey, this is who a true friend is. Not someone who's just trying to get something out of you, but someone who will be by your side, like from beginning to end. And that's, I think, an important thing to do in a film, and especially like this. So I really hope they have more sequels to it.
Awesome. Check out the rest of the reviews here on the Radio of Horror YouTube channel, and also check out more of Katie's reviews on her site, theblondeinfront.com.